welcome to East Naples Community Park here in beautiful Naples, Florida. It is a terrific Wednesday afternoon here on Florida's Gulf Coast, and we're excited to bring you Day 4 coverage of the 2019 U.S. Open Pickleball Championships presented by Minto, and excited to bring you here inside Championship Court. Dave Benz alongside Melissa McCurley from pickleballtournaments.com, Mark Renison from Third Shot Sports. Guys, this tournament is bigger and better than ever this year.
It's a historic event. Once again, we'll talk later about just how historic it is.
Mark, we should see a lot of great action because the best of the best come to Naples every year for this event.
That's right. Speed, precision, power, finesse. If you love pickleball, this is the place to be.
And we are all over it. Of course, Pickleball Channel has been streaming coverage the last couple of days, and a big part of that is Rusty Howes. Let's find him right now.
Hey, thanks, guys. Early in the week, we had some fantastic play. Day number 1, we saw singles pro. Then we had some age brackets. We're going to bring you more senior pro stuff today, as well as some skill age. Just get ready for some great stuff. We're in an amazing open-air arena here. Chad's going to be doing some more statistics, so let's get ready for the action.
All right, thank you very much, Rusty. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to bring you the beginning action for our coverage today. The 4-5, 19 to 49 bracket. We get underway here in Naples, Florida. Don't go anywhere. We're back in a moment. So we are ready to get underway. 0-0-2 as DeWeerd gets this match started.
We got a lot of Canadians that have joined us for this match today.
And the unforced error into the net there. And so an early lead here for Team Michigan. Can I call them Team Michigan?
We might as well. We got Team Canada, Team Michigan. We've got a lot of Canadians that are out in full force on the Facebook Live feed this afternoon. So it should be very exciting for everybody. Here in the championship court, lots of energy, and you can feel the energy coming from the comments on Facebook. We got Tuomo, who's joined us from Finland.
And a quick early 2-0-2 lead here for Brooks and DeWeerd.
So for players who don't know, that is Jordan DeWeerd in the pink t-shirt, no hat, and he's joined by his partner, Brian Brooks. I was speaking with DeWeerd earlier before the match started, asking him what we can expect to see here, and he said that his responsibility on the team is really sort of on the patient side, on extending the rallies, on having long dinking rallies, really setting up his partner Brooks for the put-away shots. We're going to see if they stick to that game plan.
And we had a comment here, folks being thankful that we're showing some other skill levels that are playing pickleball, not just the pro players here. This is a 4-5, 19 to 49 gold medal match.
We will have plenty of the pro players in our coverage over the next few days. And how about that as it gets put away by Brooks. And a 2-2 game early. So we move to 2-2-2 as Haynes takes over the serve.
Serve just a little long.
So back over to Team Michigan.
Thank you for those that are giving me happy birthday wishes from yesterday.
Happy belated birthday to you, Melissa. 29 yet again.
I know. I'm aging like the president, though.
I won't ask you what anniversary it is of your 29th birthday. We'll leave that one at rest.
I appreciate it. Let's just say I have a milestone next year. So
I've got that milestone coming up in 16 days. And that shot is long by DeWeerd.
So you can really see the wind picking up here. This is going to be a factor.
Well, and 85 degrees was the temperature as we went on the air. It is starting to cool off a little bit. There is a 65% chance of thunderstorms to roll through here a little bit later this afternoon. We are hoping that does not happen. And a nice put away there on the backhand by Lepine.
So it seems like early in the match, that is the plan here from Brooks and DeWeerd, is to target Lepine to really force him to play. He's made a couple unforced errors early, and he's hoping that backhand put away builds some confidence.
And out of bounds to the point. We'll tie this up at 3-3. And into the net by DeWeerd. So For the first time in this game, it is Team Canada surging in front on the lead. Pamela Marie noticing on the broadcast that it is windy. And you're right, we are getting a lot of Go Team Canada in the comment section.
Yeah, and we got a question about the humidity. Does it get humid in Florida?
I'm gonna go with 90-something%.
It's 56%
Really?
actually.
Okay. Well.
Which, oh shoot! But I tell you, it feels like 100% if you ask me.
So that's that power game that we talked about right there. DeWeerd setting up his partner Brooks for a backhand put away. One of the things I'm seeing, Melissa, over the course of this tournament is how much players' backhands are improving, not just to be consistent and keep the ball in play, but to be able to reach forward and really snap that wrist and accelerate through the ball so that both the backhand and forehand sides are threats to finish off points.
Haynes with that long return, and we are knotted again at 4-4.
Yeah, and Mark, I think some of that, I know when I came into the game about 5 years ago, people encouraged me to stop using the two-hand backhand that I had developed from tennis. They said you just don't use that in pickleball, so I went away from it. Now I wish I hadn't. You see a lot of tennis coming into the game where that backhand has become very powerful, and it's something I think we'll continue to see.
Well, one of the, on that note, one of the trends, I mean, for a long time we've seen the top women mostly using two-handed backhands, but I'm seeing more and more of the men as well coming out using that two-hander to be able to accelerate. Now in this case with Brian Brooks, he just hit a strong one-handed backhand for a put away, but you're seeing, you're definitely seeing the game evolve.
5-4-2 in favor of the serving team, clearly. And side out, we serve will change sides and go back over to Team Canada.
Yeah, Annette McLean makes a comment about the guys looking tight, and I'm sure they are. I mean, if anyone who's ever been here, it is a very electric environment, and there are a lot of fans in the crowd. If you've never been in this type of setting, it can be a bit intimidating. So as they get more into the match, perhaps they'll relax a little bit.
That return out of bounds, so knotted at 5 apiece. And yeah, it is a little bit different. I mean, pickleball, as we know, it is growing, especially domestically here in the United States. They estimate now well over 3 million people are playing pickleball, but it's a little bit different as into the net there by Lepine. It's a little bit different to be playing at your local court and playing with your friends, and then you come out here and or even at other tournaments, you don't have this championship court feel with the stands and with the sunshade. It is a lot different, and if you're not used to that environment, it can be a little daunting.
It absolutely can, and we've referred to this in prior years to the Super Bowl of pickleball. The way that it is covered here, it probably feels like 20 degrees cooler underneath the shade. You got Margaritaville that's on the back side of the courts opposite from where we are. Those are where folks are enjoying beverages and food and watching some good pickleball.
Some great sponsors have come on board with the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, including Minto, the title sponsor. They've been on since the beginning. And in fact, they just re-upped with the tournament back in February, so it is great to have them on for the long haul.
Great sponsor. Someone's asking online, this is David Rollins, who's the referee. That's Steve Haste. He's a certified referee, refereeing this match on center court. Keith West is watching us from home after recovering. He's recovering from knee surgery, so he's enjoying the opportunity to watch these live streams. Thanks for joining us, Keith.
Mark and Jamie Rydell saying, let's go. Michigan is watching and rooting for DeWeerd and Brooks.
So that is the 4th or 5th backhand error that Lepine and Haynes have made in this game so far, looking to put away balls that are not high enough to be obvious attackable balls, but not low enough that it necessarily forced a dink. So you can call these marginal balls, and they've made 4 or 5 errors on the backhand side with those marginal balls so far.
And that was a smart return by Jordan. If you see, he got the ball deep on that return. He got it to Ryan's backhand. That makes it a little more difficult for Ryan to get his drop shot into the kitchen.
Brooks lets that one go, and it's a good decision. And the point will knot this game up at 6 apiece. And Mark, you are our Canadian expert when it comes to pickleball. I know you do a lot of work domestically here in the United States as well with Third Shot Sports, but you are a native of Canada. Is the sport exploding in Canada the same way it is here in the United States?
It really is. We're seeing the same thing, the the same trend towards the growth in Canada. Of course, we've got about a tenth of the population that we do here in the United States, so I spend a lot of my time down here, but whether you're talking about small communities, mid-sized cities, or the metropolises, pickleball is growing just as quickly in Canada as it is in the United States.
And we're going to take a quick time out while they break, and we'll have a change of sides after this from Naples, Florida. And as we were away, a couple of nice shots by Brooks, including one to put it away and get another point for Team Michigan. And they surge in front 9-6. 9-6-2 the count right now. And we're going to have side out in the change of serve.
Lepine and Haynes really need to hold on here. They've had the lead throughout this match. They've given up a few loose points, and if they don't get a point here, their chances don't look good for the rest of this game.
We get into a little dink game now.
This is what DeWeerd said his strategy was. He'd be the guy who tests the patience of the other team, tests their endurance.
And it pays off right there. Is put right into the net by Haynes, and so it'll move to 6-9-2 the count here in game number 1, this best of 3 gold medal match. Men's skill 4-5, ages 19 to 49.
Here comes that pattern again from DeWeerd.
And DeWeerd decides to try and up the ante a little bit, and it pays off. The serve will return to Brooks and DeWeerd.
And what he was doing there, Dave, is he was going in a dink pattern over to Ryan and to his backhand, and so it opened up a gap between Ryan and Ian, and he was able to get the ball through.
And how about that exchange? Is DeWeerd is able to dig that out and then hit back long on the return by Haynes.
Sets up a game point here.
Yep, game point. 10-6-1. Oh, the put away there with authority by Brooks. And game 1 will go to Team Michigan. Brooks and DeWeerd win it in impressive fashion, 11-6. Another look at this one.
Well, yeah, in this case, you saw the defense got set up by DeWeerd, defending against that attack from Haynes, and the high ball was there, and no mistake made from Brooks.
So DeWeerd and Brooks now 1 game away from claiming a gold here in Naples, Florida. We'll take another timeout. Game 2 coming your way in just a moment. And back here in Naples, Florida, 93 degrees is the temperature they have in the truck. Mostly sunny, or some clouds have moved in, and we are bracing for the possibility there could be thunderstorms. This tournament has already seen some rain this week that has cut short some of the matches, much to the chagrin of the organizers, but that is one thing you can't control. You cannot control Mother Nature. The good news is it does look like the forecast for this weekend is going to be brilliant.
Yeah, that's good. We have dealt with a little weather already. That was on Monday. We had some lightning issues, and that was a player safety concern. There were about 38 matches we weren't able to finish. There was some rain that came in after that.
So we are in game 2 of this best of 3 championship match.
So one of the things to note, Chad Edwards, who's taking the stats for us right now, shows us that there have been very few third shot drives. We just saw one a minute ago from Lepine, which he hit to the bottom of the net. And one of the reasons is because the returns of serve, there's a drive there, have typically been quite low. And as we see with that miss, it's difficult to hit a low ball fast and still keep it in the court.
Yeah, Lepine hits it out of bounds, and that'll be the first point of this game. So 1-0-2. And Brooks continues the serve. Brooks just 19 years old and already playing for a gold here in Naples, Florida. And And it'll be 2-0-2. There are 54 courts here at the East Naples Community Park facility. The Zing Zang Championship Court is the gem amongst them, but all of these courts are fantastic in their own right, as they've all been outfitted with the Deco Turf cushion surface. At least 50 of the 54 have been, as this has become a permanent pickleball facility and in as many ways the pickleball center of the universe. Brooks, another put away, and it's 4-0.
Yeah, there was a lot of nice additions this year, Dave. All the courts are now the same. There was a Southern Tropics pod, courts 1 through 9 here, that were resurfaced and individual courts now. There was a couple of tennis courts that are now all permanent individual pickleball courts. Sunday was a historic day here at the U.S. Open. We ran 58 courts, 3 tournament desks, 41 brackets, 788 matches.
Brooks with the nice forehand to put this point away.
So I think right now Lepine is being a little too predictable with when he's flicking that backhand with speed. Brooks is sitting on it. He's expecting that ball to come, and that's another winner. Lepine's going to have to change his strategy a little bit about when he pulls the trigger if they want to have success.
5-0-2.
That is a
How
nice
about that? Around the post. What a great shot by Lepine.
Some hustle from the big guy. That's a great around the post. Of course, you don't have to hit over the net. You can hit around it, and that ball was just wide enough, assisted by the wind, that Lepine could not only get to the ball, but also hit a great around the post shot, an ATP for a winner.
I liked the action by Haynes there, the reaction, I should say, as he was kind of mimicking waving off the hotness of Lepine on that shot.
Maybe we'll see. It can be a momentum changer for us. What do you think?
We'll see it 5-0. That's a tough hole to get into.
Especially when you're already down a game.
Yeah, they need to win a couple points here before they get the side out.
Oh, what a put away by Brooks. You know, for a big guy, his quickness is impressive.
Yeah, and he is all around there in that middle. Ryan was coming toward us here, so he's ready. He's waiting. He doesn't care if he's on his forehand or his backhand side. He's ready to poach a ball.
And so the serve goes back over to Brooks and DeWeerd, and they just up their lead to 6-0. And a timeout is going to be taken here by Haynes and Lepine, as Team Canada is in some serious trouble. Already down 1-0 in terms of games, trailing 6-0 here in the second game. Back here in Naples, Florida. Love how we get the live reaction with the comments. Curtis Weist saying on Facebook that doesn't matter whether or not Brian Brooks is a big guy, a small guy, he's just purely quick.
Yeah, and there's 3 big guys on this court.
Yes, there are.
Not just 2. So, and they have all showed quickness, finesse.
It's the great thing about pickleball. You don't need to be in any kind of a certain mold to be able to play pickleball. It is a sport that really levels the playing field for all ages, all physiques, and it is about patience. It is about being skilled. It's about being able to anticipate and be able to hit the ball.
Yeah.
So Lepine was looking for another around the post there, maybe a little fired up after the last one he hit. That ball wasn't wide enough, and consequently, it's an unforced error, but he'll take that point.
DeWeerd wisely lets it go. Actually, it was him.
Yeah, it's a second serve for DeWeerd.
DeWeerd got a little bit confused. He was ready to give the serve back. So 7-0-2. And then DeWeerd hits it long. Tried to hit it. It looked like right into and not over Lepine. And Lepine dodges out of the way.
Yeah, great job getting out of the way. Not easy to do. And that ball just died. It's like it didn't even pop up for Brooks.
So the first point finally on the board here for Haynes and Lepine.
It's a good attack from DeWeerd. Yeah, he's, like we said earlier, his role on the team really is to set up the point for Brooks, to be patient, to keep those balls low and relatively unattackable. But of course, when he does get that high ball himself, he's got to be able to finish. And did a good job with that one.
How about that off the net? Brooks was still able to catch up with it. But then Lepine and Haynes able to still come up with the point. 7-2-2.
And that was great anticipation by Jordan there. Ryan saw the opening, and it was there. But he closed it quickly as Ryan tried to go down the middle.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about pickleball. You don't win because you look pretty when you hit the ball, right? Because the technique looks good. You win because you put the ball in the court once more than the other guys. And DeWeerd did a good job of just finding a way to get one more ball back in the court.
I don't know, Mark. I've seen your shot. It's kind of pretty.
DeWeerd would like to have that last one back as it now moves to 7-2-2.
I'm getting a little shout out from Pam Marie about the replays. She's loving those.
DeWeerd now has put 2 consecutive into the net. Much to the delight of Haynes and Lepine, they get a chance to get the serve back. They're going to need to take advantage of this, though. They can't keep flirting with disaster. And that shot hit long by Lepine.
Yeah,
So 2-7-2 now.
He knows it. Went for a little bit too much there.
By the way, if you are watching this live stream on Facebook and on Pickleball channel, thank you for making us a part of your day. Please hit the share button. Invite your friends. Let's get the views up as we bring this coverage. How about that backhand there by Brooks to put it away?
Yeah, that's the one. So pickleball is not just about being able to hit good shots, but it's being able to disguise when those good shots come to catch your opponent off guard. And right now, Brooks is doing such a good job of reading the backhand of Lepine. But even if Lepine hits it fairly well, Brooks is all over it, and it's an easy put away for him.
Yeah, and one thing I've noticed, Mark, with Ryan, it's standing out for me mostly with Ryan, is what I call the ability to play well through that transition zone, right? Coming from the back of the pickleball court and working your way up to the kitchen line. He's got really good hands, allowing himself to work through that zone.
Yeah, that's right. Not every time you hit the ball is it a chance to win the point. Sometimes you're just trying to stay out of trouble. And if you find yourself at that three-quarter court position where you can't do a lot of damage, then playing a good low softball is probably your best bet as you can move forward and look to go on offense.
The tink game going on right now between these 4.
Yeah, and they all seem comfortable kind of playing the same game. You mentioned earlier we're not really seeing any of the drives, any of the third shot drives.
And finally an unforced error there as DeWeerd hits it into the net. And how about this? Lepine and Haynes, they've had their back to the wall. They've broken serve on the other side consecutive times now to hold it to 7-2.
They seem to be much more relaxed, and they seem to be showing a lot of patience, so that could have something to do with it.
That return.
Were you going to say something about the drive thing that I was talking about?
Well, I think, you know, this is something that teams have to make a decision about is what are they going to do on those third shots? What's their go-to play? And if you think that driving the ball, hitting a fast third shot is likely to cause trouble for your opponents, maybe not win the point outright, but likely to cause trouble, then it makes sense to drive it. But one of the things that all these players are doing pretty well is returning that ball low. And if the players hit fast but have to hit up to get it over the net, that ball is likely to sail long, especially with the wind we see out here. So the combination of a little bit of wind and these low returns of serve make it more likely that they're going to play third shot drops like we saw there.
Oh, DeWeerd puts it away, and he ends that drought for Team Michigan. And they now take an 8-2 lead here in game 2. 8-2-1 to be exact. Brooks and DeWeerd would love to close it out without giving the serve back to the other side in this game.
You know, it's funny, the Canadians have to make a decision. Do they hit to the taller player who's got a longer reach, or do they hit to the less tall player who's shown so much good patience today in this match? And so it's really neither of one is a great solution for them, and they're just trying to solve this puzzle.
They're running out of time to make those decisions because it is now 9-1. We're a point away from match point. It'll move to 9-2 after Brooks puts it into the net.
One thing I've noticed as well, and I don't know how much you know Ian and Ryan and their play together, Ryan almost seems to defer a bit to Ian with the backhand, even though he's on the forehand side.
Yeah, well, it is one of Lepine's strengths. We talked about this earlier in the match, the ability to generate speed even off the one-handed backhand. And, you know, if you have confidence that your partner can put away those balls, it's a good idea to let him have it.
Well, with a 10-2 advantage for Brooks and DeWeerd, Haynes and Lepine will use a timeout. We could have a championship point on the other side of this break. And welcome back as we are point away from crowning a winner here in this men's doubles 4-5, aged 19 to 14 or 19 to 49 bracket. There are some 14-year-olds that have been in action here this week. In fact, the youngest player in this tournament this year is 10 years old. On the other end, there are two 86-year-olds.
Yeah, pickleball is definitely a lifetime sport.
Lepine hits it into Brooks and out of bounds, so they stave off elimination here in the gold medal match, at least for the moment, as they will retake control of the serve.
That's a good example of using your timeout. That's what they did. You can't take them home with you. You might as well use them. See if it can ice the other team a bit or get you kind of in a position to settle down yourself.
Although after Lepine hits it long, it moves to 2-10-2.
There's an around the post.
Oh,
yeah.
Beautifully set up. The net actually kind of helped DeWeerd there as it slowed it down and gave him the opportunity to size that up, Mark.
That's right. That ball was not going to be an option for an around the post until it clipped the top of the net, which changed the angle, sets up match point.
And DeWeerd serving for the match, and there it is. Haynes unable to return it, hits it into the net, and we have our first gold medalist of the day. It is the 5th seeded twosome of Brian Brooks and Jordan DeWeerd, both out of Michigan, who will take gold. And we're going to hear from the winners coming up as we crown DeWeerd and Brooks with the gold. Stay with us. And welcome back here to Naples, Florida, as we're getting ready to make a championship presentation. We are looking for Brian Brooks and Jordan DeWeerd. They are still cooling off here and exchanging pleasantries with Haynes and Lepine. And in the meantime, let's bring Aaron Kaplan over, who is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing, or Noah Kaplan, excuse me. Good, how are you? You're on our live stream. Let's talk a little bit. Oh, let's move over here in front of the banner. Live TV, you gotta love it. Talk a little bit about Paddletech and your involvement with this tournament.
Well, we're excited to be here. We're obviously the official paddle of the U.S. Open this year and for the last several years. It's an awesome crowd these last couple days. We're having fun. We got some exciting things for Paddletech down the road, and we're glad to be here.
And Brooks and DeWeerd are both hanging out over there. I'm trying to signal them to come on over as we're going to make a presentation. Oh, we're going to talk to Haynes and Lepine first. Come on over, gentlemen. Oh, we're going to reward the silvers first. All right, come on over, guys. And I'm going to allow you. Oh, hold on. And I got to do a double mic here. We are ready to do the presentations here at Championship Court. And want to thank you guys for playing in this tournament. And let's talk a little bit. We were billing you on the broadcast as Team Canada, and the entire country was rooting for you guys. What was it like to be out there on the championship court?
I mean, it was amazing. The whole week's amazing. The volunteers and the job they do here are incredible. The support of all the Canadians who kind of came out and cheered for us. Thank you, guys. And we've made a lot of good American friends while we're here. And it was a lot of fun. And those guys were unreal. They played amazing. It's a great win for them.
And Ian, we're wondering the history. I know you guys have played together for a couple of years. How did it come to be that you guys became a team like this?
My English is not good.
So.
Oh. Okay, there we go. No English. Well, we got some silver medals for you.
Thank you very much.
And let's hear it for Haynes and Lepine, your silver medalists here. Congratulations, guys. Let's get our gold medalists in over here. Brian Brooks and Jordan DeWeerd. And Jordan, congratulations. Brian, congrats. We were billing you guys on the broadcast as Team Michigan. So we were going Canada against Michigan, and Michigan won resoundingly. What was the key to the success in that match for you guys?
We just try to stay patient out there and wait for our opportunities. Brian's just amazing at, quick reflexes, hands. So my goal was keep the ball in play, let him go at Brian, and let Brian do his thing. So.
And Brian, doing your thing, I mean, the incredible quickness with your hands, you put that on display often in this match. Is that just something that comes naturally to you playing pickleball?
Yeah, it just comes naturally. I haven't done any racket sports prior to this. I'm just blessed.
What is it like so young to win a medal here, and what was it like to be on a championship court like this?
It's just amazing. I'm speechless. I don't really know what to say. Yeah.
Jordan, real quick, I want to ask you talked about your patience, but the around the post shots you had, and you had one that kind of hit the net, and it looked like maybe that was actually advantageous for you.
Very much so, yes. It really kicked the ball out wide enough so I could go around. You got to take your opportunities when you got them, so go for it. All
right, well, let's get Mr. Kaplan from Paddle Tech back in over here as he's going to present the gold medals to Jordan DeWeerd and Brian Brooks. And with that, we're going to take another timeout in our coverage. One more round of applause for Brooks and DeWeerd as they'll be handed their championship hats as we go to break here in Naples, Florida. More action to come. Stay with us.